Hello everyone, welcome back to another session in the world of virtual training in endodontics. And I hope you've already seen the previous videos because it will help us in connecting and making it more homogeneous, and the videos are correlated to each other. That's why I would like you to definitely see previous videos so that you understand the way we are going through the entire program. Today's topic will be working length determination, and what I am focusing today is the actual technique that I will be teaching you through this module is the endo, sargam and endo mantra. These are just synonyms to each other. I teach it because when you know how sargam works, you can make music, you can understand music, and you can make your own music. With this technique, I would like to teach you how to understand any system in the world, any rotary endodontic system. Along with that, it will be easier for you to go about the uh, case, divide the case very easily, and treat the case very easily in every single situation. That is why I have told you with just after the program, you will be able to do at least 95% of cases that approach your clinic for endo, and after that, with another 5% cases that are left, they will be very easy when you are under the continuous mentorship program. So today my focus is not on the cleaning and shaping part. This will be covered in the next video. Today we are focusing on how to take working length. I am using this teaching of technique on a piece of paper and a pen because this technique is very close to my heart. Um, I usually love teaching this way. All the digital methods are easy. They over this virtual training program sessions, we have learnt better how to use the technology of cameras and presentations in a better way. But I still feel this is very close to my heart, this technique, and I still love to teach with pen and paper. In future programs, hopefully I would learn more technology and bring this entire lesson again with the better technology products. So let's see how we'll take a very easy example of a central incisor, because it is easy to understand how to take working length and how to go about it. So let's consider this is a central incisor. The entire length, let us consider as 22 mm, and usually the crown is 10 mm. So the focus is on this side, from the orifice that will be at the CEJ till the apex. And when you fulfill that the entire canal from the orifice level till the apex, it gives a different happiness. Along with the happiness both to the patient and the clinician, the longevity of the tooth increases, the prognosis improves, and as we have all understood that endodontic treatment heals if it is done properly. So I am taking this area from the CEJ to the root apex. I'll magnify and enlarge it for you and make a huge root so that we actually understand where the process starts. So I believe uh, the policy that was taught to me for learning this technique is divide and rule policy. That means when we are doing a root canal treatment, this entire occlusal surface or the incisal edge is much closer to the eyes, and we have more control over the area that is closer to us than the apex. And usually in central incisors it is straight or it can be curved slightly, but in most of the teeth you cannot see these areas, the apical third, until or unless the canal is straight. So the plan is that I will start teaching you from the CEJ part. The first step is, after the access opening is over, as we have already learned how to do access opening in different teeth, you have to make sure it has been irrigated properly. The entire chamber, the pulp chamber, has been irrigated with sodium hypochlorite, and you are able to visualize the orifice. This orifice is essential. You should be able to localize and visualize this orifice. Once this orifice is seen, I would like you to start using your piezo reamer. This is a piezo reamer. In certain brands, it is also called as Largo. During this program, we are using number 1, number 2, number 3. For post and core video, I would be using number 4 also. You should be having number 10, number 15 and number 20K file, standard stainless steel files, so that we can initiate with the process. Access opening is over. We have piezo reamer with us. These piezo reamers, we will keep RPM at 600 to 800 and torque can be 1.8 to 2 Newton meter. The reason for keeping such high torque is the amount of dentine that is available here is quite large. A lot of dentine is available on the CEJ part, because this entire enamel and the dentine, this dentine part and this enamel part, we have already got an access through it with the technique of access opening with the burrs. We have localized the orifice. Now the torque has to be 1.8. Large torques are required for removing larger amount of dentine. So I would request you that start a piezo reamer. I hope everybody knows how a piezo reamer is like this. This is a number 2 piezo reamer. I'll bring it closer to the camera. Can you see this? Number 2. It's a piezo reamer. How to recognize a piezo reamer and how to recognize what number it is? If you see properly, see this. You can see 2 rings here. 2 rings. This determines the number of the piezo. Piezo has a different quality. Usually the piezo reamers are lengthy in nature. these are very lengthy in nature. This is a soft part of the piezo. It doesn't hurt, or it doesn't penetrate, or does not do any perforations, so that is made soft by the manufacturers. It's a long shaft here, and this. So the beauty of using piezo is that since I have started using piezos, they have made sure that I have almost negligible separation of any stainless steel file or a rotary file inside the canal. I'll show you another set of piezo reamers. These are number 1. So for big canals we are using number 3, that means central incisors. We can use number 3 for distal canals of mandibular molars, and for central incisors we have already told, for palatal canals of the maxillary teeth, and for the canines, the maxillary canines, you can use number 3. Number 2 piezo is the commonest, that's why I have told I have shown the sample to you. Number 1 shall be used only for very small teeth like lower premolars and the mandibular central incisors and lateral incisors. There number 1 is very efficient. In cases where the canal is very fine or calcified cases, number 1 is also very successful there. So we have to use the Largo at the RPM of 600 to 800 and torque is 1.8 to 2. Most of the practitioners who are already using endo motors, they are very well aware of about the Anthogyr handpieces. These are the Anthogyr handpieces. You can see there is a value written here. You can see 50:1. You can see this value. So this value is about the kind of reduction it brings. That means if the minimum RPM of endo motor is 2500, so let us divide 2500 RPM of endo motor or the micromotor handpiece with the ratio of 50. So at least 50 times it will reduce the speed. This is the actual working of a Anthogyr handpiece. There is a long video that is coming up about the endo motors that we usually use in a dental practice, how to set the RPM, how to set their torque for different files. It is a totally different segment. Do not confuse yourself. 50:1 was the ratio of the handpiece that I just showed you. So if I need to have 600 to 800 RPM, that means I need to have at least 12 times the speed, and 2500 into 12 will be 30,000 RPM. So if your your micromotor gives you a basic 30,000 RPM thing, and you are using this golden handpiece with the micromotor machine, you will be able to achieve this kind of RPM, because these readings are very common in micromotor. We are using the kind of ratio system here. Do not confuse yourself. During the assessment or mentorship time, you can always ask me if you still have the confusion after the lecture is over. So uh, Enthoger handpieces are made for the micromotor systems. I have told you the torque already and the RPM. Now we guess that this much of preparation is possible or orifice enlargement is available. So how much a piezo should go? I am dividing the entire canal because let's look again. This was the crown, this was the root, this was the entire tooth length. So 12 mm we have. So the root has to be divided into 3 equal parts. So this has to be 4 mm, 4 mm and till here 4 mm. If this is 10 mm of my tooth and I am keeping my piezo reamer at a working length of 12 mm. First, the first will be 12 mm sequence. That means from the incisal edge of the tooth, this has to be 12. So this 10 plus 2 mm we will add, and out of this 4, 2 mm has been covered or prepared with the piezo reamer. And I understand that this is a difficult system that you are going through and you're learning it for the first time. I will also show you the entire sequence of these working length systems with radiographs so that your confidence increase and you understand the entire process better. So we have already covered 10 mm above and 2 mm here with the piezo, and now I will use a 10 number file. 10 number files are purple in color. It is always preferable that a 25 mm K file is used for working length determination. The reason is usually when we are using 25 mm file, a 22 mm tooth will still give us extra 3 mm of file above the stopper. Let us consider. So this extra area above the stopper will be able to give us space so that we can attach a apex locator to it. So let's see, from the working length itself I have cleared my first 12 mm and my first file will go 10 number file, number 10 file for the first time at 12 mm. Please remember the sequence very well. This is the safest method of doing root canals. I understand that most of the participants will be seeing this kind of presentation or this concept for the first time. Please be assured that once you will start doing this method, you will be happy about it. So let's see, this is a 10 number file that I have used at 12 mm. How to find that the right kind of working length is taken? Always use standardized blocks. This is a Dentsply block that you receive in a training kit, and this kind of block is called mini block. This is called mini block. This is usually available with your nearest dealer. So buying them, it will assure you that you have standardized your working length systems. They are sterilizable and very cleanable, so it will be very helpful. Let's see how we take a 12 mm. Your stopper is here and your 12 mm. You can see it starts from 12 also. So minimum 12 mm you have taken. Similarly, a 15 number file should be entered at 12 mm. This much, just this much. And for the demo purpose I am using my fingers, but usually our fingers are clear, so we use a tweezer. Most of the times a tweezer is used. The file has to be slightly curved. This is called the pre-curving of the file. This is a pre-curvature. You can see the file is slightly curved. Okay. I know I am teaching it a bit slow, but most of the participants will understand the rationale behind being slow in teaching, because this is the first time you are learning the concept, and we will learn it for the ease of every participant. So number 10 and number 15 has to go till the 12 mm mark, followed by irrigation. So wherever I am putting a double line, understand that after this sequence irrigation has to be done. I'll write IRI, IIRR, irrigation. Please remember, with every file that goes inside, you have to use a 17% EDTA cream. I'm just showing one of the brands here, but so many brands are available in the market, and you can go according to the availability. So nothing to worry about the brand in this case. What will be the next step? We have covered first 12 mm from, if we consider the tooth here, we have covered first 12 mm here. Then I will add another 3 mm of working length, and I will go 15 mm with a 10 number file. You can see this 15 mm. Okay. So this 2 mm we have covered, another 2 mm is covered, and we are adding another 1 mm here. Total 15 mm of working length is covered out of the entire 22. If your K file goes here, smoothly and without any division, your K file 10 number should go 15 mm, and your 15 number file should go 15 mm. Once you have conquered this much, the first 15 mm of your tooth, in the first appointment also, if you are learning this case for the first time, you are doing root canals for the first time, you have a very limited experience in root canals, even if you cover access opening and clearing up first 15 mm of the tooth, I assure you that the pain of the patient will go. After this, what you have to do, we have already enlarged our orifice with a piezo reamer. So this is number 2. If I have used piezos, I have two options. Either I can go for a number 1 piezo and I will have a stopper over it till the 15 mm mark. I will use this piezo till a 15 mm mark, or I will go for a hand pro tipper. I am using, in this program I will teach you both rotary and hand pro tippers. Also we will discuss other rotary systems, so do not worry. This is for the learner's purpose first. This is the way you open up a refill pack. These blisters can be opened very easily and usually they are sterile. Once you have used them, they are ready to be used. So there is a yellow stopper here. This is a short file because it is only 19 mm in length. Its total length is 19 mm. So I will fit the stopper. I'll adjust the stopper and bring it to 15 mm and use this file in case I do not have a number 1 piezo. Till this point, your coronal 1/3, the coronal 1/3 and the middle 1/3 have been explored in a tooth. Your access opening is wonderful. You have already learned how to do it. Now the coronal 1/3 and the middle 1/3. What we have to do is, when we have covered the first 15 mm, the kind of confidence you gain, because these areas are wide, there are no constrictions. Just in case there is a division of canal, it will be much easier for you to understand. And now after these two steps are over, irrigation, and you have used a piezo here, we'll consider number 2, and now we have considered a number 1 piezo or SX file or a extension file or a surplus file. This is an orifice enlarger. Most of the rotary brands have a orifice enlarger for themselves, and they are very useful. They are very strengthful products, and they can be used for a very long time. Now these steps are over. If you take working length now you take working length, you will have to just cover 4 mm of this and 3 mm of this. So this will happen. Now I am taking my working length file is 10 number file. I have already used it, so this same file can be used, and you can drop it. You can go drop the file from the orifice of the tooth from here, let it go here, and you should see that it has reached to a certain point. You will have only 2 possibilities or 3 possibilities here. Either it will drop, that means there is no resistance and the K file directly drops to the deepest point in the canal. Second, there is snug fit of the K file, and you just need to tease it a bit so that it covers the entire working length. It goes towards the apex. Or it finds super resistance, or it does not move at all. So if there is resistance, that means you have to go down and use a number 8 file. If it snugly fits, now this is the time that there is a possibility you are near the apex area, if it is snugly fitting. If it is snugly fitting, this is the time you should use your apex locator. Within the video, we will teach you how to use your apex locator also, but first orifice has to be improved. This is the orifice enlargement and coronal 1/3. This is middle 1/3 preparation, and it will give you lesser resistance. Now your file can float here. Your entire working length can be taken. This helps in multiple ways. First, your initial pulpectomy has been done. You have more confidence towards the contour of the canal or the shape or any abruptness that you can encounter within the canal. Also, if you have limited time and you want to give initial emergency pain relief procedure to the patient, working till this B step and partial pulpectomy, it will relieve the pain of the patient and you can reschedule the patient for the next time. This is for the beginners I am talking. Most practitioners who have been practicing root canal treatments for a 5 to 6 year period, they are very fluent and they know how to economize their time, and they can reach these steps in first 5 to 7 minutes of starting the treatment and anesthetizing the patient. So what happens is, this snugly fitting or file is there. You just need to slightly rotate the file in an anti-clockwise direction and apical. Okay? Do not move your file very fast or with a lot of force. What kind of force should be there? The kind of force you apply on a pencil tip. That kind of force should be there on a K file. After this is achieved, this working length, you have to take a radiograph and you can adjust your working length. If you are using apex locators, your apex locators will be able to tell you that you are in a apical zone or zone of control, or either you have gone beyond the apex or still there is some length to be covered. So we are doing understanding that coronal 1/3 is over, middle 1/3 is over, and apical 1/3 we have taken the working length. Working length radiographs are of great importance. They help you in documenting your case and understanding the canal anatomy also very well. All the curvatures will be covered. Usually a 10 number file or a 15 number file is visible on a radiograph. If a radiograph is taken because of the fineness of the canals with a 8 number file, there are possibilities that the file is not very visible on the radiograph, maybe an analog radiograph or a digital radiograph. There are possibilities that it can be misleading, or you might not be able to control the look of or the radio opacity of the K file number 8. So working length has to be taken with a 10 number file or a 15 number file. What if the possibility is that a 10 number file is also loose within the canal and a 15 number file is also loose? That means we have to use number 20 or 25 number file so that it snugly fits. In certain cases, it can happen that the canals are very large in size. In some resorption cases, you will observe a similar thing. In cases where trauma has happened and the apexogenesis is required, you will not get any apical stop, or there will be no resistance. There will be no resistance and there is a free floating file. So at that point of time, please take a radiograph or an IOP. I will show you how apex locators work, what they are. I will quickly share the basics of apex locators. This is mini type or Propex Pixie that I am using for a very long time, almost for 7-8 years now. And this I have been using since 2011. This is a desktop type apex locator. So you can see very clearly there are different things on the readings that are available. As you can see, there are 2, 1.5, 1, 0.5, 0.0 and 0. Minus 0.5. So once this is working, you can adjust the apex locator. Apex locator has a display for its battery, its sound, and multiple possibilities are there with desktop kind of apex locators, because you can calibrate. Certain people or clinicians feel like working till the apex. Certain clinicians feel like working just 0.5 above the apex. So this is 0.5 is not the 0.5 of working length, it is a reading 0.5. So in all the apex locators, 0.5 to 00 is a 0.5 to 00 is a safe zone. If you keep your working length within this zone, your case will be fine and you will be able to adjust your working length. I'll show you. You can have a look here also. There is also 2, 1.5, 1, 0.5 and 00. I'll show you another thing. What all parts of apex locator are available? Usually a connector. These are also the charging points or charging ports. One will be the clip for binding to the K file, or this is the K file clip. So this works as the clip. It holds the file. It can also be attached to H file. Okay. So this part will go attached to the file and this file will go inside the tooth. This is the lip clip. It goes into the vestibule of the mouth. So we'll just see, we'll check how it works. See this. You can see there are 2 arrows that shows that the cable is working properly. The battery is kind of dim and you can adjust the sound of the apex locator also. I use it because this is based on a 6th generation model that is very accurate. Also this is very comfortable to carry. So when we do consultations and we have outstation cases, then it is very easy to carry. Desktop based are also very accurate and they have good amount of accuracy. So I believe I have taught basics about how to go for a working length. Why this is very difficult in initially, because in our undergraduate days we have learned that the moment we start off with the access opening and we have seen a orifice, in my teaching days or the way I have been taught, there are possibilities that I learnt it the wrong way, or my tutors or the people who were guiding me at that point of time, they told me that the moment you see a orifice, you should insert your K file to the deepest point. But that is the worst thing that you can do to a case, because it will cause lot of ledges. Please avoid ledges. In to few participants, I have also told that if they are doing orifices and access opening preparations and showing me x-rays, they have directly placed their K files to the maximum deepest point and they've sent me radiographs. So I have also marked them that this can lead to ledges. That is the reason, because there can be slight curves or constrictions within the canal. And if there are constrictions and you're not following this protocol, there can be constrictions within the canal, there can be fine constrictions, or there can be lateral spaces. So if your file is not reached here, or it does not go very slow towards the working length, you will definitely create ledges. Please focus on this technique. I know it is difficult. We are doing it for the first time for virtual training program, but just let us make it easy. We have to do access opening. We are all aware about it. Irrigate it properly with saline. Use a piezo number 2 or number 1 according to the size of the case, or number 3 according to the bigger teeth. At a particular RPM of 600 to 800, torque is 1.8. You need more torque because you need to remove lot of dentine. Then your 10 number file 12 mm, 15 number file 12 mm, followed by 10 number file 15 mm, 15 number file 15 mm, and then a SX file or orifice enlarger. This will give a lot of confidence in your case, and if you have removed the dentinal triangles from the orifice part, your entire case will become more predictable. Now you have to take a working length with 10 number file or a 15 number file or a 20 or 25 according to the size of the canal. You will get only 3 points. Either you will get a no resistant drop, it might snugly fit, or it will give a lot of resistance. So if there is no drop, move to a higher file or a bigger file. There is no resistance, move to a higher file. If it snugly fits, just tease it. Use your apex locator, electronic apex locator, and adjust this snugly fitting file. Reach within the safe zone or green zone and take your working length radiograph, or if there is resistance, go to a smaller file number 8 or number 6. Take a radiograph and you are done with the working length. Let's hope that it was easy for everybody, and I would like you, within the first 4 or 5 hours of receiving this video, please get in touch with me, send me text messages, or I would like you to please review this entire concept of learning through the diagrammatic method. Looks very technical, but it isn't. I will scan this page for you and send it as a email or a WhatsApp message to you so that you can understand it better. Take care of yourself, and let's meet on the other side of the video. Till then, take care. Bye.